And record. Hello. Hello. Today is Sunday the 16th of, I was about to say June, it's August 2020. I know, it's been about a month since I made a video. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. I just got into this little bad mental health rut. It's the only way to describe it, really. I didn't see the point in making videos because they barely get any views at all, and I don't feel like I can make good content that all of these millennials are making, you know, all this aesthetic. I just got stuck in a rut, like a bad mental health day rut for like 3 weeks. I'm stuck in a room, I'm really limited to what I can record. We were in lockdown for so long, so I couldn't really film any videos, and then I'm going back to work tomorrow, so I'm not gonna have any time to film videos, and I kind of just thought, what is the point in me sitting there and putting effort into making a video when it's not getting watched by anyone? There's kind of no reason for me to make it. And then I thought, you know what, screw it. Screw you, brain. I like making videos. I mean, yes, it would be nice if people could watch them. I wish my channel was what it used to be, but it's not. But I'll just talk to myself, it's fine. I'm still not great. I'm really anxious about going back to work tomorrow, because today is day 147 in lockdown. Well, lockdown. Tomorrow is my first day back at work in almost 5 months, so I'm about 5 days shy of 5 months. I just think it's mad that I've been off work more than I've worked this year. I've got into this nice little routine, and now I'm gonna be doing 43 hours this week, and I'm like, ugh. I'm incredibly grateful to still have a job in this pandemic. I don't want to come across as ungrateful. It's just, you know, when your body hasn't had to get up for so long, hasn't had to do things, hasn't had to have a routine, and now I'm having to go back to work and get up early and do like double and do 43 hours in a week. I'm like, no thank you. That was my nan texting me. I'm not particularly looking forward to going back. I bought myself this little visor with glasses. I haven't taken the film off yet, which is why it looks really cloudy. So I bought this to wear. This is just from eBay. Chin acne, or maskne, or maskne, however you say it. So acne from wearing a mask is actually a thing. I already get hormonal acne on my chin anyway, and wearing a mask is just making me break out, and it's making me really upset. And I know that there's people watching this like, well, that's a small price to pay for, you know, not dying of COVID. And I understand that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I do want to still be safe, but I don't want chin acne. It's not pretty. I'm hoping to not wear a mask and just wear a visor. Have I even said the date today? If I haven't, today is the 16th of August 2020, day 147. So for those of you who don't know, I work at Pizza Hut, so I'm waitress. My restaurant is one of the smaller ones in the area, so we were last to open. So that's why I've been off work for so long. We've had very few updates from the company. They haven't been great in keeping their employees updated in the process, but at the same time, I was very lucky to be furloughed, to not be made redundant, and still have a job during a pandemic. So I am incredibly grateful to Pizza Hut for that. So it was just making me more anxious not knowing, and then the longer I was off work, the more content I was with being at home and being on furlough, and my anxiety was like, oh, this is great. And then I don't know, I think I'm just like, I know I'm gonna be fine at work tomorrow. It's just getting the first shift out of the way, and this whole learning a whole new way of doing your job. I'm a little bit on edge, but I bought 3 Jimmy's coffees for tomorrow because I'm that worried that I'm not going to be able to make it through a 12-hour shift, because I've just been doing fuck all for 5 months, so I'm like, I need coffee. I'll be buzzing off my tits. Sorry if you can hear like a loud buzzing noise. That is my AC unit, because it is incredibly humid in England at the moment, and we don't deal with humidity well. We don't really deal with anything well but rain. Oh wow, this is really steamy. It is definitely going to be weird going back. I think I'm going to be knackered. I'm going back to having to talk to people every day, be near people every day, and having to just smile. It's just... Bought this CBD face mask from TK Maxx, an overnight stress and anxiety mask. So I'm going to do that tonight. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to do this tonight. I've also got some CBD oil and some Nitol to get a good night's sleep so that I'm not stressing. The other day I had a nightmare, and it doesn't sound like it would be a nightmare, but all I remember is that I was trying to swipe my card to clock in, and like I couldn't remember how to clock in, and let alone anything else. And then I woke up with like heart palpitations, and I was like, really? Am I really that worried about going back to work? They say your anxieties manifest in dreams and nightmares, so apparently that is what I was stressing about. Okay, I feel like I'm back in the swing of it now, chatting to a camera. I mean, I've done a few things. Jack gets every Thursday off. He only gets 1 day off a week. So on Thursdays we've been doing a few little cute things. So I will insert some little clips. We went to Hever Castle. You row the boat because I can't row a boat. Good lord. Oh my god, that's freezing. We went to a corn maze.
Woke up in your new apartment in your twin-sized bed. Coffee starting, don't remember much. All I know is that you talk too much. Time to go. Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-bum, ba-ba-dum. You've got those big blue eyes, drive me crazy, make me fantasize about you, baby. And you smell so sweet, like fresh picked daisies. Call me Dahmer, 'cause
We have become really Americanized. We never used to do like mazes, Halloween horror houses, or candy corn, and more people do trick-or-treating, and it's just, I love it because I feel like I was born to live in America. I love American culture. Like, I hate your president, and I really dislike the fact that Kinder eggs are banned but you can own a gun. That's really fucking backwards. But I really like how everyone is so preppy and happy. Stereotypically, that is how we envision Americans. Like, when I went to shops in America, it was like, hey, how y'all doing? Have a good one. Like, how are you today? And everyone went out of their way to ask you that, and it was just really nice. And everyone in England is just, they don't give a shit. They all walk around with faces like a smacked ass. We're just not a very friendly bunch of people. I mean, I think I'm quite friendly, but as a whole, like, England is not a nice place. I want to live in America. I would love to live in like Arizona or Nashville or California. I just don't want to live in England. England is so shit, especially the town that I live in. It's awful. The other day, me and Jack we'd gone out to the pub. In this town we were in, people just piss in the street. So they bought these like Portaloo things, like fountains. I will show you the video. They've just placed in the middle of the street, like everywhere, just for guys to piss in. Only in Maidstone would they put urinals on the streets for drunk people to piss in. I can't believe you're using the street urinal. Oh my gosh. And I was just like, classy. Who needs to go find a toilet when you can just piss? I mean, I know that it's better than pissing on a lamppost or pissing down a drain, but you just kind of look at it and you're like, really? Like, this is England? Like portable piss pots. It's just, I really just don't like England. Anyway, where are we? I mean, I'm not going to go into detail about Boris Johnson, but we all know how backwards this whole pandemic thing has been, and how every rule that they come up with, that the government comes up with, just seems to contradict itself. Everything's like too little too late, like the date to wear a mask, and then I just don't know, like everything is just fucking backwards. Face masks were compulsory until the 24th of July, but then it was said that shops couldn't enforce that you had to wear a face mask. Then not everyone was wearing a face mask anyway, and then like a week and a half later the government issued like another statement to say that it was mandatory and that you'd now get fined. They just always seem to contradict themselves. In every new rule or statement that's issued, something contradicts something that they've previously said. Or the fact that you don't have to wear a face mask in pubs but you have to wear it everywhere else. Like, it's like COVID is like, okay, shit, like I'm not gonna go in a pub, guys, like, so you don't have to wear a mask in a pub, you have to wear a mask everywhere else. It just doesn't make sense. And then they've now said that if they open schools, they're going to have to close pubs. I just don't understand. Like, the fact that you don't have to wear a mask in a restaurant as well. I mean, I understand you're eating, but COVID doesn't just decide to not go in those places because the government have said it's okay to not wear a mask. Like, It's fucking bullshit. Like, I know that we have to get the economy up and running again. I understand that. But apparently our economy actually isn't doing too bad. They've got the Eat Out to Help Out scheme, which is where Monday to Wednesday most restaurants are doing 50% off. It just doesn't make sense that I don't have to wear a visor, I don't have to wear a mask in restaurants and the customers don't. So I can contract COVID in a pub or a restaurant and I can go and spread it in other places, but it's okay because everywhere else they're wearing a mask. I said I wasn't going to talk about like COVID and lockdown because it's the end. But I will still be doing these updates because it's, you know, it's not just going to go away. We are still in a pandemic and I think people are forgetting that. I am going out and doing things. I don't go to the shops unless I have to, but I will say that the main reason for that is that I hate wearing a mask. I think it's so hot. I know that I was the one that was preaching in my last video to, you know, wear a mask. And I have been wearing a mask, so I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm just saying that this whole situation makes going out a lot less fun and it really makes you think, do I need to go out? And you're not just going out for the sake of it. You know, you do have to wear a mask. It is really fucking hot. There are so many rules and cues and restrictions. So it does kind of make you think, do I need to go out? Do I really need to go to Tesco or Asda? I mean, that's kind of good, but I do think I'm still shopping a lot more online. Well, the other day I got paid and I just kind of prayed to the universe. I was like, please help me stop spending so much money. I barely earn any money. I earn pittance. You know, just help. I need to stop spending money. And then the next day I lost my bank card. So I had to freeze my bank account, order a new card, and it's still not here, so I'm without any money or any access to any money. And I was like, it's not really what I meant, universe, thank you. So the times that you're going to see in this video, lockdown is eased, it is lifted, places are open, so it's not forbidden to go out. We are still following rules and protocols and things. Places that we went, most of the time you didn't have to wear a mask. The corn maze was outside. The rowboats were outside. We had to wear a mask inside Hever Castle, and everything else has been places that we don't have to wear a mask in. So don't think that I'm just ignoring the rules. I'm not. I'm trying to avoid places where you have to wear a mask. It's easier to breathe through a mask than it is a ventilator. Just think about that. If you're ever really pissed off that you're having to wear a facial covering, just think. Surgeons have to wear it for like 16 hours at a time or more. Nurses, caregivers, all these other people that are having to wear a mask, you can wear a mask. Yes, it's really annoying. Yes, it's really fucking hot. Yes, you're getting acne. Or you know what, don't even wear a mask. Do what I did, buy a visor. There's like bucket hats with visors on now as well. There's all these different options so you don't have to just wear a mask. Okay. I went to a fruit picking, like pick your own raspberries and blackberries and strawberries thing this morning, and this is my punnet of raspberries. But this is the first time I've ever tried blackberries and I don't like them, so I'm a little bit upset. I had a little bit of a freak out this morning because I was the only one on the pick your own farm because it's a Sunday and it was quite early, and there was a big sign that said, if you don't hurt the bees, they won't hurt you. I was like, okay. I have a phobia of bees anyway, and wasps, I'm allergic, so I have an EpiPen, and I walked up to the blackberries to start with, and it was just bees everywhere, and I know that they're there to pollinate and to do a job. I can appreciate that, but I've never been so scared in my life. I tried to find the plants that didn't have any bees. There wasn't really any. So do beware if you're going to pick your own. There's a lot of bees. Those of you who don't know, I'm allergic and I have a phobia of bees and wasps. So yeah, this is just not what I thought they would taste like. You could pick white raspberries as well. That's a nice thing to do on a Sunday morning on my own. Then Jack's at work at the moment, but when he comes back from work, we're hopefully going on this like little scenic hike. So if we do, I will film some stuff and then I'll put that in this video as well.
Inside out, upside down, twisting beside myself. Stop that now, 'cause you and I were never meant to meet. I think you'd better leave, it's not safe in here. I feel a weakness coming on. Alright then. Just be friends. I feel a weak down, twisting beside myself. Stop that now. You're as close as it gets without touching me. Oh, don't make it harder than it already is. Nothing a weakness coming on. It's not meant to be like this. Not what I planned at all. I don't want to feel like this. Yeah. No, it's not meant to be like this. Not what I planned at all. I don't want to feel like this. So that makes it all your fault. Big trouble, losing control.
17-year-old me like squealed with happiness when this came out the other day, but I've only got up to page 18 and I'm incredibly bored. This is a very thick book. Edward is not that interesting, and I don't know if it's because when I originally read the Twilight books there weren't any films to compare them to, so whatever I read I could envision the characters however I wanted. So I didn't see Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, I saw like whatever I thought they looked like. Now, because I've seen the film so many times and Robert Pattinson is Edward, Kristen Stewart is Bella, I feel like that kind of ruined it, because whenever I read this I was just picturing the Twilight film and Robert Pattinson, and I was like, well, he didn't do that in the film, like that's not how he acted, that's not what he said. I don't know, so I couldn't really get into it. So I kind of feel like even though I love the films, this would have been better to read when there weren't any films out to compare it to. I'm hoping I finish it because it's just such a waste otherwise. I was so excited to get this and then I was just so disappointed. I might take it to work, so if I'm really bored I can read it at work. I had such high hopes for this and I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. What did you think? People that grew up before the Twilight films and just reading the books, what did you think? My cousins, for example, who are 15, they love Twilight, but they've never read the books. So they love Twilight based just off the films, and I feel like that's a completely different kind of love. Like, you haven't experienced Twilight unless you've read the book. So, Midnight Sun, my 17-year-old self was incredibly happy, and I went to the shops at 9 o'clock in the morning just to make sure I could get this, and there was tons of copies left and it was only like number 16 in the chart, so I was really disappointed. So over lockdown I really got into embroidery and I am not very good, but I just thought I'd show you a couple that I did. So I did this one, We All Stayed Home 2020. I think I'm probably like the least arts and craftsy person that I know. I can't sew, I can't crochet, I can't do anything. I'm very musically inclined, but I cannot do arts and crafts. So I was quite, I mean, look at the mess of that, but I'm quite happy with that. This one, which is a little bit more difficult, Yes She Can. And I bought this Diddy one the other day and I haven't started it yet, but it's, if you can see, it says very lightly on there, Home Sweet Home. Gives you instructions on what it should look like. So that is my next one. There is a company called Daye that have asked me to try out some of their CBD infused tampons. Ignore that, that is moisturiser. Oh, I got a new tattoo. Goes down there, up there and round to there. I absolutely love it. I think it's my favourite tattoo. And then my next thing that I'm going to get done, I really dislike the colours on this one, so I'm going to get it shaded in black. The same artist is going to fill this in with flowers, redo this, and then fill this in as well. I'm really looking forward to getting that done. Anyway, I use elbow grease from Lush, which is a really good tattoo moisturiser, and it's normally a solid bar, and it just all melted into a puddle and it went everywhere, so I had to keep it in the fridge. So it went over everything, including the elbow grease. Is a great moisturiser for tattoos, but it does melt. Daye have sent me some tampons to try, and they do CBD infused tampons and also just plain regular tampons as well. So the idea is that you use the CBD ones for the first couple of days of your cycle, so when you're the heaviest, when you have cramps, and the CBD acts as a pain relief. So I'm quite excited to try these. Okay, Be Your Own Health Hero, a little pouch to put them in as well. What is really great about this company is that you can do a subscription, and with the code that is in the description you can get £5 off any subscription that you choose. You can choose how often they get sent out to you basically. If you know that you have your period regularly every 4 4 weeks, they can send them out to you every 4 weeks. They also do them in sets of 12 or 18 tampons. I went for 18 this time. You can cancel the subscription at any time. There's no hidden fees or anything. Give you a little bit more information about them. So our organic fair trade pouches are made from 100% unbleached cotton to store your tampons in. The home compostable wrapper acts like plastic as it protects the tampons from moisture and bacteria, but it's safe to compost, so safe to throw it away. It is not made from plastic. You can throw this in the food bin or compost bin at home. The bio-based applicator is made from renewably sourced sugarcane. They're working on making it compostable. It's not at the moment, however, it can be recycled, but you have to thoroughly clean it first. Then the cotton is sustainably sourced, unbleached and certified. It's dye and pesticide free, so it's bacteria free, so it's like a pharmaceutical grade cotton. So I just think this is a great company. One, because CBD seems to be in everything at the moment, and I really think CBD works for so many different things. I think a lot of people confuse CBD and THC. Completely different. I like this. This comes with like a little postcard. Leave an impact, not a trace. And I didn't realise actually until I watched one of Zoella's videos, I think, that you're not supposed to throw tampons down the toilet. I didn't know this until recently, and I know that's really, really bad, but I genuinely have always been, I mean, it's never really been a thing to talk about where you dispose of your tampons. I just kind of assumed sanitary towels in the sanitary bin if there is one, or down the toilet, tampons down the toilet. But no, you're not supposed to put any tampons, anything down the toilet. So please, if you do that, stop doing that. A lot of people have asked if I tried a menstrual cup. I don't really think that is my thing. So this is why I was trying to search for a company that was at least ethical and organic as it could be if I couldn't use a moon cup. Daye kindly sent me these to try out. Like I said, there is a code in the description box where you can get yourself £5 off a subscription, and if you don't like them you can cancel after that first subscription. There is no obligation to stay, but I'm going to try these and then I will let you know what I think anyway. So I mean, I don't really suffer from bad period pains. I can tell I'm on my period on the first day. My stomach I know I'm on my period, but I've never really had horrific period pains, so I don't particularly need the CBD in this, but I would be interested to see if it did work even for that first day. Daye tampons. Also, okay, so I've never been a massive tea lover, but probably maybe the last year or so I've started to drink tea, and Tea Pigs contacted me and asked if I would like to try some of their tea, which, oh bloody hell, which I did. I chose the jelly and ice cream, which is their new limited edition tea. I also, because I put on about 8 pounds in lockdown, I never take my own advice, but a number is just a number. If you feel healthy, like, I know I'm not healthy, so that's the thing, but like, if you feel healthy, don't take into account what that number, what your BMI is saying, but make sure that you feel physically healthy, which I don't. I got into this, I wasn't really doing any exercise during lockdown. I was eating a shit ton. I mean, I'm still eating a shit ton, but now I'm going back to work. I'm going to be a lot more active. I'm going to be doing at least 10,000 steps a day, so I decided to try the Tea Pigs Cleanse Coconut Tea, and then the Happy Uplifting Lemon Balm Tea. They just sent me licorice and peppermint as well to try. So thank you very much, Tea Pigs, for sending those out to me. I think I'll be taking these to work in the morning. Actually, maybe the detox one, or maybe the happy one. Dealing with customers, I need to feel happy. I'm hopefully going to start getting back into a routine again where I'm doing exercise. I'm eating a bit more healthily. I mean, maybe not, because I do work at Pizza Hut. They've taken one of my favourite foods off the menu. I couldn't see cheesy bite bites on the menu. I'm distraught. It's like a love-hate relationship. Like, I love working with customers, but I also hate customers. I hate people. Just like, stay away from me. I haven't really spoken a lot. Yeah, I didn't really want to delve into like too much about lockdown and all that stuff, because that's all I've been chatting about for the last like however many videos. But I found out that Pizza Hut in America have all closed down, or are closing down, and so everyone was kind of fearing for their jobs over here. But I know that Pizza Hut US and Pizza Hut UK are completely separate companies. However, I found out a few weeks ago that Pizza Hut over here actually applied for a CVA, which means, in layman's terms, because I didn't really understand what it meant, is they've applied to have cheaper rent because they can't afford their current rent, which means they are in trouble. They didn't say anything to us, we all found out from the news. All Pizza Hut could say was they could neither confirm nor deny. So that's why I'm saying I'm very grateful to have a job at the moment, but we still don't know what is happening with Pizza Hut. I don't know. I'm guessing they are in trouble, and apparently they were going to close quite a few stores. Yeah, I don't know if anyone from America can confirm that Pizza Huts have closed, but that's kind of what we were told over here. I don't know why I suddenly thought of that, but yeah, that's that. So like the last couple of weeks I was really stressing that I wouldn't even have a job or store to go back to, and redundancy pay is not a lot, and it was really, really stressful. So again, I'm so grateful to have a job to go back to, but you know, when it's just this like vicious cycle of you hate your job but you need your job, it's like that. You're living just to pay bills and die, basically. Minimum wage. But what I am quite upset about is that we have gone completely cashless as a company, so we're not taking any cash. And that also excludes tips. Servers are now not allowed to take tips. And although we do get card tips, they are making customers pay on the Pizza Hut app. And when they were creating the app, they wanted to get it out as quickly as possible, obviously, and they forgot to put a tip option on the app. So that means that as a waitress, I am now currently unable to take tips. It's going to be very rare that someone pays on card, and even if they do pay on card, we don't get the full percentage. We get about 70% and then we get taxed on that as well. So we are going to be on a lower pay grade. I know people say that you can't rely on tips, but as a waitress, you know that that's part of your profession, so you do end up relying on tips. It's going to be a bit of a shock going back and not getting tips at all, but I'm still thankful to have a job. I won these on eBay the other day, and if you're wondering what they are, any 90s kids are gonna know what these are. Original Goosebumps books. Now when I say original, I mean the ones with like the bumpy covers. These are the ones from the 90s. The pages are like yellow. So I won like, I didn't win, I bought, but in a bid, 2, 4, 6. I got 20 Goosebumps books. I collected these as a child. I had every single Goosebumps book, and I don't know what happened to them. I decided to buy them again. One of my favourite ones was Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns. I don't know why. One of my favourite episodes to actually watch is the one with the cuckoo clock, and the one where the kids come to England, and something to do with the Tower of London. They need to put all of the series of Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark on Netflix. I've been saying this for a long time. They need a channel with like all 90s and 2000s kids TV shows on it. I would pay good money for that shit. I would pay really good money for that. I mean, not really good money because I don't earn really good money. And I found out over the last few weeks that a lot of my family are unhappy with my lifestyle choice and my tattoos and the fact that I'm just a waitress, and they think that I'm going to be a bad example for the younger people in my family, which is just fab, really, isn't it? Also, I turn 30 in 5 months. There is a link to, I think it's a Just Giving page, where you can donate to help me go somewhere for my 30th if you would like. That would be great. Originally I wanted to go to New York, but it's not feasible. The pandemic has definitely made that impossible. The second place of my choice was to go to Poland. If you would like to donate, even if it was like £1, a fiver, it would go towards my 30th birthday fund to go somewhere. That would be great, because Jack turns 30 in September, and he was meant to have like this big 30th birthday party, and it was all going to be planned and great, and it was going to be like a festival, and we were going to hire rides and food trucks and marquees and stuff, and again the pandemic has kind of halted that. So he's going to have a 30+1 birthday party next year, and we're just going to be going to Norfolk for his birthday. So it's dampened things, this whole pandemic. There's going to be no Christmas markets, there's probably not going to be any Halloween horror events. I think the pumpkin patches are going to actually open now. Originally they weren't. COVID has kind of like fucked everyone in the arsehole a little bit. It's going to be so weird having Christmas without Christmas markets and without going to Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park. And are you going to be able to sit on Santa's lap? Because like, you know, social distancing and stuff. Like little things like that I know are really trivial things in the grand scheme of things. I do understand that. Don't have a go at me. I'm just saying all of these things that were the norm to do, we're just not going to be able to do them anymore. And it's like... I don't know, it's very sad. This has been a very rambly video, but I feel like I've got back into chatting quite easily. It's just, you know, it's really hard to explain your mental health to someone when you don't even necessarily understand it yourself. So I've just been stressing about my job. Like, I hate my job, but I need my job. I want to go back to my job, but I don't want to go back to my job, but I can't find another job. And I've got my family saying that I'm just a waitress and I'm a disappointment, but it's so hard to find any job, let alone a good job and not a minimum wage job. Don't ever see my boyfriend because he works so fucking hard. He does 6 days a week, but then he also does hair in the evenings, which means sometimes he worked from more like 8:30 a.m. in the morning one day. I didn't get back until 5 a.m. the next morning. I even said to him, I know I'm being selfish, but like, you're working so hard, but I never see you, and then you get one day off. So much pressure is put on that one day off, because we want a lazy day, but we also want a productive day, but I also want him to have a lie-in, but I also want to get up early and do stuff, and it's like, you can't have it all, you can't do everything. And then now that I'm going back to work, I'm not going to have any evenings free either. I'm probably only going to get Thursdays off, and just like, I'm going to end up missing everything because I have to work every evening. So I always get stuck with the shit shifts, but then I'm like, well, I can't complain because at least I have a job. And then it's like, oh, but it's a shit job, it's still not a lot of money, but at least it's money. And it's just like this constant vicious cycle of things, and it's just, and then I had like family issues, and just everything seems to backfire for me. Nothing is ever simple, nothing is ever just like, I can never just be happy. I don't know why. I'm kind of sick of it. I'm kind of sick of my brain. I'm sick of my family. I'm sick of always getting the short end of the straw. I'm sick of having managers that don't like me, and being in a bitchy workplace, and being in a minimum wage job, and like, I could literally go on forever, and I need to stop because it's just going to turn into a bitch fest. But I'm sick of not being good enough at anything. Like, I'm not even good at YouTube anymore. I'm not anything on YouTube. I'm no one. I'm literally a nobody. I'm nobody in real life. I'm nobody on the internet. At least when I was SarahhxXLou, I had this whole community on YouTube, and I felt like I belonged somewhere, and now I don't even feel like I belong on the internet. I kind of don't mean anything to anyone, really, and I'm just a disappointment to the people that I do mean something to. Wow, I'm gonna stop. That comes home in like an hour and a half, which I'm really excited for. I'm gonna take so much coffee in this Hufflepuff mug tomorrow. I don't know if I showed you these, so sorry if I have, but I bought some patches to either sew on my apron if I'm allowed, or sew onto a backpack. So this is from Etsy. It's the Grey Indoors 2020. Bought this patch, which was Exotic 2020. I kind of like the idea of both of those going on a rucksack or my apron. I also got a Karen? Karen. I'm already thinking about Karens. It's happening. I got a Carol Baskin badge. So at work we have to wear a Pizza Hut lanyard with like loads of different badges, which we get for like recognition and doing things well. Probably won't be allowed to wear this one, but it just says, it won't focus because I'm on my phone, but it says that bitch Carol Baskin. So I was going to try and wear it. I've decided that I'm going to start collecting pop vinyls because I got Giles from Buffy. I'm going to go. Oh god, it's 3 o'clock already. Holy shit. Hello, it was nice to be back. I don't know when I'm next going to be back because like I said, I'm back at work. I will try and keep you all updated, even if it is just with a very boring video like this. But it's shit weather outside. But the thing is, it's really fucking hot. But it's grey skies, and there's been thunder and lightning, and we did like a little cinema movie night outside the other day where we watched The Greatest Showman. Really good special effects because we just had loads of lightning in the background. It was great. It did add to the film. Okay, I will see you. Oh my god, sweat in your eye burns. I will see you very soon. Bye guys, thank you for watching.